Hello everyone, this is Omni. By the way, I forgot to mention in my last video, the music that you're hearing and any of the music that I've specifically played for the last year and a half, 2 years, is actually composed by the great Colorgeist. You can find them on Twitter, or X, I guess, and x.com/colorghost, COLORGOHOST. I will try to add credits to my videos. That's something I'm also going to try to be better at. But anyway, this video is just to mention things that from the mind of someone that is afflicted with bipolar disorder, which is a form of depression, to what not to say, I guess, in regards to, why, and then the thing not to do and why, from the perspective of the other side. Don't out of the blue just ask, are you okay? I know that sounds ridiculous, that sounds really dumb, and I know that it's just a reflex and it's just natural for you to ask that, but here's why I'm going to tell you, and I'm not trying to say this as in like you're a jerk, you shouldn't do that. It's because the thing is typically one of two things are either happening. One is that when you ask, are you okay, if they're not really open, or they're not really, they're like borderline, they all feel awkward and they feel guilty by saying, if I say I'm not okay, they're gonna feel really shitty, and then they're gonna have to figure out a way how to make you feel okay right and then in the moment, and you really don't want to do that. You don't want to be burdened, because that's what a depressed person feels, is that they feel like a burden just because they're not feeling okay, and just because that I'm now something you have to fucking deal with. So so just don't say, are you okay? Because the other thing is that if that's not the case, if they are already on the line, they're gonna break down, and then it's gonna be super awkward for everybody, and then they're gonna feel like even more like shit than if it was the other reason why they don't really like that question, because then they're gonna break down, and then they're gonna be like, well, fuck, I broke down and I don't know what to do, and I'm overwhelmed. And now I'm you are now having to fucking deal with my bullshit and all that, because I am fucking here, unable to even fucking talk or whatever, because I'm melting down. And why the hell am I melting down? My life is fine. But there's nothing, there's like stuff like that goes running through your brain. Even if your life isn't, even if their life isn't fine, isn't the depressed person's life isn't fine, even if that's why they're having problems or issues or feeling like shit because of other things in life, like environmental stuff and things, that's why it's usually not to say, are you okay? Like, and you're probably like, well, what the fuck do I say then? What the hell is this? How do you fucking take care of this? How do you do this shit? Yeah, because by the way, a depressed person is thinking the same thing. Like, fuck, how do I tell people when I'm not okay without being a piece of shit, or being a burden, or being a problem? So honestly, like, if you notice, if the reason why you're asking, are you okay, is because you kind of already know the answer to the question, I would say the best alternative would be to go, hey, I saw that you might be having a rough time, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm here. And literally, that's it. Not that I'm here to help you out. I'm here, let's figure this thing out. Because sometimes it's not figuring things out. Sometimes that's not what a depressed person wants. Sometimes that's again, that plays into the burden thing, is that they go, well, shit, now you have to fucking figure out shit that I'm supposed to be figuring out as a person, because that's life. That's how life is. You're supposed to figure out shit out yourself. That's not what, so just, as an alternative, really think about it. Just kind of think, okay, are they actually not doing okay? Am I really not sure that they're not okay? Because if that's the case, then okay, that makes sense. Then you can, but you can still, I still say that you should alternatively wrap it in a kind of a thing where you're like, hey, I saw or I noticed things, blah, and I just wanted to reach out, even though I have not reached out before, because mention that maybe as well, because sometimes folks, when they're depressed, they get in their brain and they go, Why are they reaching out to me now? Where were they when I was not fucking having problems? Where were they when I was, for the first time, or or whatever, I wasn't a piece of shit? Like, it sounds dumb, but yeah, it's when you ask out of the blue. I know you're thinking, oh well, they're strong, they're not, there's no problem, they don't need to be checked in on. They need to be checked in on. Everybody needs to be checked in on. The stronger they are, the more they really need to be checked in on. And I don't mean like check in on, again, check in doesn't mean asking, hey, are you okay? Check-in can be, hey, haven't talked in a while. And then even relating it by going, I've been having a rough time with life, because that's how life is, and life is shitty. How are you handling this shit, this ship known as the USS shit, life? How are you dealing with it? Because then they go, oh, they're not reaching out because, they're just like, fucking, I don't want you to fucking kill yourself and shit. So I'm really just checking in, because I'd feel really bad if suddenly you fucking killed yourself and we're fucking stuck here. It makes them, realize that they go, oh, everyone's having a fucking, yeah, maybe it's just not me. Maybe the world is being shitty right now. And I'm glad someone's noticing that, I might not be handling it great. Because even though I typically fake being strong, or typically I'm able to hold it in, maybe there's a breaking point, and everyone has one, and I'm glad that means that I can relate that everyone has one, and that's why you're reaching out, because you've reached yours, and now I can focus on maybe helping you with something that you're having a problem with, so I don't have to think about how much I'm a problem. So again, alternatively, when you want to check in on someone that's depressive and all that stuff, and you're really concerned with, think about that as an alternative. Being relatable, and then kind of being like, we're all in this together, but not in a way that it's like, well, fuck you, don't why the fuck do you think you're the only one that fucking deals with this shit like that? I know that what you're trying to do. I know that, again, that's another way of trying to be relatable, but like I said, in the mind, especially in the time when they're in the dark space, not. No, I can't really make that fucking comment. Thanks, get out. Great movie, by the way, and all that stuff, but now I can't say the dark space because it's fucking weird. But when they're in that spiral, when they're in depresso land, they're not thinking that way. They're not thinking straight. They're not thinking that you're trying to just be relatable. They're thinking that you're just going, you can't fucking deal with your shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why the fuck can't you deal with this shit like everybody else? So again, like I said, we want to be, relatable is good, but like in a way that it's like, hey, I'm also dealing with shit. I also have a shitty life. But I thought maybe we can help each other not have a shitty life. Another thing for those that are like, what do I do with this depressed person when they just feel like shit and all that stuff? I will say that one of the things that you can do is quietly do things that they would typically not consider doing, or like just not like, I'm supposed to take out this trash or something, or I'm supposed to cut down this tree or whatever thing. Just do it, but don't do it in a way that it like makes it seem like that you're doing it because they couldn't fucking do it. But do it and then be like, hey, I saw that you were busy, so I went ahead and did the thing that you were gonna do. Just because, again, I felt like you were busy, or it felt like you were out of it or something, and you just figured that I'll go ahead and take care of this thing. Don't even worry about it. It has something to do with, I knew you could do it yourself. I knew that you were totally capable, but it just felt, maybe I'll help you out. Because then those are the depressed person. That, they're not fucking just a burden. They're not fucking not being able to do their fucking tasks and shit. It's just, but it's more like you go, oh, okay, I've noticed that you're in the trenches, as it would say, and I just figured that you need to battle this fight in your brain, and that takes a lot of energy. And even acknowledging that part, even acknowledging that, even going, hey, I noticed that you are working really hard. Is there anything I can do really hard? Even if it's not, even if they haven't done anything that day, as long as you're not saying it like sarcastically. I know it's really hard not to say it like sarcastically because it's kind of awkward to even like, get it. Humor is like a defense mechanism, but like, be like, hey, I noticed that you seem to be struggling and stuff and things. So I just wanted to let you know I did the thing, not because I didn't think you could do the thing, and not because I think that you shouldn't, that you can't do the thing or whatever. Just, I was already doing the other thing. Even if you make up shit by saying, oh, I was already doing some of the stuff, so I figured, roll it up into one. But yeah, like, so that's I just want to impart that those things, and then there's other things of like when things seem to accumulate. What's another thing with depressive is that they're trying to find that dopamine or whatever it is, dopamine, serotonin, something that would make them feel again. And sometimes it doesn't fucking work. There's a really good clip, Dakota Johnson talks about depression, and it's like you do things that think it'll make you feel better, but they don't, and it makes you feel worse. One of those things is consumption, whether it's overeating or buying shit, or I think that's really the only consumption, or like binging shit, like stuff like that. It's not because they're just like, fuck the world, I just wanna own shit, I just wanna spend money, I just wanna fucking be broke and fucking shit. It's not that. It's really them literally trying to, it's why people say, oh man, it's really not good to get depressed people addicted to stuff, because then it wires their brain to be like, oh, well, this is a really easy way to get dopamine, because when you're depressed, it's easy hits are better than hard hits. Like, what am I trying to say? It's the human mind goes towards what is easier than what is harder instinctively. And I don't care what anyone says, even if people are like, well, you are different, you are cut above because you do the hard stuff instead of what everyone else does, which is easy. No, you chose to do the hard thing, but instinctively, if there is an easier path that seems like it's quote unquote the harder path, if it's actually, you're going to do that because it's actually instinctively easier than harder, even if it is actually harder than it is. Anyway, so the whole thing with that is that what I wanted to point out is that consumerism, consumption, a depressed person isn't doing it just to be fuck all. So try not to like make them feel like shit by being like, what the fuck, man, you're like consuming, you ate like 3 fucking hamburgers and you're gonna get fat and all that shit. Don't fucking talk about that. Do mention though that you're like, hey, did you open that thing? I saw you got this really cool thing. Did you play with it? Did you mess with it? How's it? How was the thing? Like, feel excited. It sounds really stupid, but when you get excited, sometimes they get excited, and then if you're actually excited, like, and if you're genuinely excited, which is even better, like, like it's okay if you need to fake the excitement. I'm not expecting you to like someone buys a new fucking rock and you're like not really into rocks because you don't know anything about rocks. I'm not expecting you to be like, well, I'm excited about rocks. But if you like fake it, even if you're like, hey, that looks like you would have got this really fun rock that you really liked. How's that rock? Have you seen that rock? Have you checked out the rock lately? Did you have time to look at it? Was it fun? Was it cool? Oh, that sounds really cool. I'm excited that you're excited. Like that kind of shit. Then, it helps them kind of also, get that hit of dopamine, serotonin, or whatever, the happy stuff, so that they know that, so that they can get that, short burst of excitement, of joy, which then they can sometimes that's enough for them to get to run back up the spiral, instead of going down and get themselves out of the hole. So yeah, those were the couple of things that I wanted to point out to help you better understand how to approach depression when you don't have it, or when you are just trying to help someone with it and you don't have it. I'm gonna probably try to do another couple of these videos within the 26 days, as I mentioned. It'll be like bonus videos, because the other videos I said that I'm promising to make are actually content reviews. Like they're content videos. They're like gonna be reviews and unboxings of things. Because again, what I said before, even one jolt of joy, happiness, whatever, can sometimes be enough to get someone to get them over the hurdle, or lift them up just enough so they can start crawling out of that hole. But yeah, anyway, take care of yourselves out there. Remember that you are not while you are a strong pillar, you're not the only pillar out there. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, hold on. While you alone are very, very strong, nobody is an island, as the saying goes. And there are those that care about you and love you, even though they don't know how to do that properly, because of how all of our brains are very different. So know that it's all good intentions, and also know that you deserve to be on this earth. You deserve to be here. You're an amazing miracle just by existing. So always remember, you are worthy, you are loved, you belong, and you're already doing amazing things. You're already amazing. You are already an amazing thing. You will do amazing things, but you don't need to if you don't feel like it, because you are already amazing. All right. Anyway, coming off air.